Welcome back to Chaos Corner. Retro review. Live to tape. It's me, it's the GOC. I'll say that to say this. 1991, Wrestlemania 7. Seeing that WrestleMania 38 is coming up in less than a week. Bobby Heenan, Gorilla Monsoon. It's been an unbelievable card. Thanks for being here. Follow me on all social media platforms. Go back and check out the previous videos that I have put up in this retro review. There's at least 4 or 5 of them. We have 1,000+ videos here on the channel. It's been one heck of a review here. I'm going to do Macho Man and the Ultimate Warrior here on the retro review. Because of its significance is why I'm bringing this to you on WrestleMania 7. The Undertaker's debut on WrestleMania, which started the streak. The final appearance of a televised appearance pay-per-view of Jim the Anvil Neidhart and Bret the Hitman Hart together as the Hart Foundation. The significance of the Gulf War and the line that Vince McMahon and the company ran back then, and the parallels to society, and being an Iraqi sympathizer, Sergeant Slaughter, after he was Mr. USA, obviously G.I. Joe going up against Hulk Hogan in the times of 1991. And yes, everyone keeps telling me I have no neck in these other videos. What are you talking about? I'm going to premiere all these. We're going to put them up. Regis Philbin backstage. I told you about all the stars in the opening monologue, which was about 25 minutes. Here he is with The Undertaker. The debut of The Undertaker with Paul Bearer at WrestleMania 7. Here with Chaos Corner. One man.
This guy must be tall. I'm 6'3". I can't get over it.
Regis Philbin.
What are you doing with that measurement thing?
The Undertaker's measuring
Come on now.
the jacket size and taking measurements on Regis Philbin with Paul Bearer, who's holding the urn.
Hey, these guys are serious. All right.
What a time it was in 91 for this.
Oh, boy. Listen, where?
Back to what we're talking about, all the different things that have happened and the significance of WrestleMania 7 and this, Bob Costas not coming on and doing his role because he didn't like the storyline that Vince was running at the time, and just all the different. And now here's Alex Trebek backstage with Demolition and Mr. Fuji. Konnichiwa. Now this is Barry Darsow and Crush. It's not Bill Eadie. It's not Axe and Smash. Mr. Fuji. I used to love Fuji Vice. No, garigato. Arigato. Konnichiwa. Fuji was great, man. God rest your soul, Mr. Fuji. R.I.P. Crush. And let me tell you something. Darsow was great. To go from Crusher Khrushchev to Demolition with 2 big gimmicks like that. He was the Repo Man, and he was other guys. But think about his career. I think he's a Hall of Famer. What are your thoughts? And here's Crush. Big man. Fuji. Did I ever tell you the story about Fuji and World Gym in Hamden back in the 80s? As I walked by the shower, I turned and there's Fuji taking a leak in the shower, soaping up, and he just looked up and he said, I just looked at Fuji. I said, oh. And just kept walking. Fuji urinating in the shower. Those are the stories that you get here on Chaos Corner with the GOC. Tenryu and Katao, also the different Japanese contingent that was on the show here at WrestleMania 7. And the significance, as I've been talking about, of this event and all the things that were at WrestleMania 7. Including the retirement match, which was off the chain and off the hook here in L.A., Macho Man and the Ultimate Warrior. That might have been one of the Warrior's better matches. And Sensational Sherry and the whole Elizabeth angle. Regis Philbin says to Katao and Tenryu, Toyota. You wonder if that would fly today. Regis Columbia Pictures. All backstage stuff here at WrestleMania 7. This is when it really was, believe it or not, sports entertainment already, even though pro wrestling. Kathy Lee Gifford. Talking about Kathy Lee's. Katow, give him a little pinch. Thank God I'm here to entertain you besides Regis Philbin. God rest his soul. Regis was great, but... And here's Trebek, again, another great man. He's with Jake and Damien, which I reviewed just earlier in the blindfold match with the model Rick Martel. I felt that snake. I said it. So I said it before, and I'll go back and look at it.
Nothing to be afraid of. Damien's a big fan.
No one gave promos like Jake the Snake Roberts. And, you know, we've already had a bunch of matches here as I look at my notes. That we've seen already. The Nasty Boys did defeat the Hart Foundation for the championship. Davey Boy went over on the Warlord. Kerry Von Erich, the Texas Tornado, beat Dino Bravo. The Midnight Rockers went over, not the Midnight Rockers, the Rockers went over on Haku and Barbarian. Coco Beware went over on the Brooklyn Brawler in the one dark match. There were 15 matches, including the dark match here. And originally said it was going to be at the LA Coliseum, which holds 100,000, but they had to move it to the sports arena. Even then, you're worried about people, you know, as far as ratings and who's going to show up. This was, as I said, Taker went over Snuka to start the streak here in 91. Boss Man will be facing Perfect. Boss Man went over. I already told you about Elizabeth and the whole Sherry angle with Macho Man and the Ultimate Warrior. Probably one of the Warriors' better matches. Again, I'm going to say that. And we'll probably review that. Earthquake and Greg the Hammer Valentine. Virgil and Piper and DiBiase. The Road Warriors and Power and Glory is what I'm hoping to cover. The Mountie and Tito Santana. A lot of short matches. I said it in the opening monologue. We're going back to Gorilla. This is, you know, so we've seen a lot of that already with still a few matches to come, including the main event of Hulk Hogan and Sergeant Slaughter and that whole scenario. Again, Willie Nelson in the opening was unbelievable. This whole Desert Storm, Gulf War, not Desert Storm, Gulf War, Saddam Hussein, the different storylines that were happening here in 1991, as, you know, and what we're going through here in 2022. Superstars and Stripes, the whole USA, you know, trying to bring together patriotism. This is 91. Let that sink in. So different things that I want to make you aware. Now they're going to the demolition match here, and not the originals of Axe and Smash. And I want to get to why. Again, I may fast forward through this, so bear with me. We know who went over on this already. Thanks for being with me, fans. Like, subscribe. We're going to see if we can move a little bit forward ahead here. We're in the lounge. It really is. Here's Boss Man and The Undertaker. I mean, Boss Man. You know what Bully Ray said to me, and I say it all the time if you're a fan of mine and you watch. Bully Ray said to me 20 years ago, at least a couple of times, give the Guardian of Chaos 6 spots and he'll fuck up 5 of them. I consider that a compliment. It was Kurt Hennig and Big Boss Man. God rest both of them. 2 great athletes. Had a chance when I was a corrections officer, late 80s, to be able to be working a shift in the county joint in Bridgeport when they came down from Stanford with the Big Boss Man to do a couple of scenes in the vacant part of the county there in Bridgeport, in the port, as they say, if you talk about a little history there. And so Boss Man and Kurt Hennig was another match here on WrestleMania 7. A great, for its time, card. I believe because its significance to what was going on in the business at the time and what it led to. Now remember, WCW at that time and NWA at that time were struggling. They really, well, not struggling, but they were going more into where they were having their rough times before they came back to the Monday Night Wars in the middle to late 90s. They were struggling in 91, 92, 93, 94. ECW hit the scene. Listen to the crowd. Now this was for the IC Championship. Ray Traylor, the boss man, the corrections officer gimmick, I always related to. I always liked it. I loved him as Big Bubba Rogers when he was with Cornette in the Midnight Express, when he was just the bodyguard, the hat, the gloves, the legendary match with the Midnight Express where he had rolled in and body slammed the Rock and Roll, I believe. They won the title, and all that's you see in there was his fedora, his hat. Ray Traylor, way too young in his 40s, and really was an incredible athlete and a big man that was ahead of his time for back then. One of the guys that could move, a la Bam Bigelow, Yokozuna, and, you know, other guys that I could think of. Curt Hennig, who, if you listen to Roma and Mancini tell it, my good friends at Paradise Alley, my home, and, you know, again, I say all the time in these reviews what they did here with the managers. In the 15 matches, I think 8 of them had old school managers. That music of Hennig and Walker. Hennig was the IC champion in '91 here, WrestleMania 7. Retro Review, Chaos Corner. Live to tape. One man, unscripted. This is what you get. No reality TV. And you get to see me in who I am. And the connection. Reality. Again, it's odd and strange to look at these guys, and they've all passed away, and we all have our time. And I say, hey, you know, Jesus Christ is coming back soon. Don't be caught dead without him. And I'm not joking when I say that. I mean that in seriousness. And I look at Lord Alfred Hayes here, and Gorilla Monsoon, and Curt Hennig, and Joey Marella, and Ray Traylor, and all the people involved in this match, and they've all passed on. And you know, I'm still blessed and fortunate, and thank God I have faith and still here and happy and healthy, and praying for everyone and praying for you guys. And this is why I'm here, to do this. So all my thoughts, and all aside, nothing against anybody. This is the reality of who I am. You guys wanted it. You asked for it. You got it. So that in itself was another excellent match here at WrestleMania 7. Just look at the athletes. And I think here's the boy. I think here's Emilio. Are you going to come on screen, boy? Are you going to come on screen here and say hello to everybody? Now, who came out? That's right. You know who came out in the middle of the Andre the Giant? I mean, the middle of Andre the Giant. I just blew that one. Like you didn't know. I've already seen this 20 times. Curt Hennig and Big Boss Man and Heenan's there. Who comes out? The 7th wonder of the world, Andre the Giant, comes out during WrestleMania 7. In '91, it wasn't much longer for Andre. Had a chance to see him as a kid in New Haven Coliseum, Hartford Civic Center, and you could see how hurt he is. He's actually a face here, going after Heenan right now, trying to slowly walk around the ring. If you ever seen the documentary on A&E or the series on Andre the Giant, HBO, unbelievable. Here's Boss Man, still in his officer or correction officer gimmick from Cobb County, going to pin Mr. Perfect. 1, 2. And Perfect kicks up for the IC champ. Again, Joey Marella is the ref. And here comes Haku and the Barbarian out of nowhere to attack the Big Boss Man. I don't remember this, so I'm as confused as the baby Red Hooters. I know I say that all the time. And this isn't the first. And listen, they catch him with the big kick, Barbarian. And Andre with Curt Hennig with a big shot to the proboscis. Hennig does the flip-flop like a tuna being pulled out of the boat. Andre, one of his final appearances, it had to be here at '91, WrestleMania 7. He grabs the leg of the Barbarian. And wow, Boss Man cleaning house. And there's Andre with chops and punches and forearms to Haku and Ming. Well, now Haku is Ming. Haku and Barbarian, noggin knocker, chops and fists outside the ring. Andre's wearing like a Hawaiian shirt. Boss Man wins via DQ, but Hennig retains the IC title. And Andre the Giant with the big mutt and chops. Boss Man looking good. This was a pleasure to... And there's Andre walking up. You could see him moving slowly here at WrestleMania 7 and '91. Boss Man comes up and grabs Andre from behind. Andre turns around. And they look at each other. And Boss Man raises Andre's hands up in victory. And Andre raises Boss Man. And they shake hands. Andre the Giant from Grenoble fans, the 8th wonder of the world. And they're face to face. And Traylor comes up to Andre's eyebrows. Gives him a handshake. fists, raise each other. This was great to see Andre at the end of his career. What a man. Was always a fan of Andre. Loved Andre the Giant. All right, we're 15 minutes on this segment. WrestleMania 7, 1991. Hey, WrestleMania 38 is coming up in less than a week. Follow me here. And they're walking out together, Andre and the Big Boss Man. All right, come on back. I'm not done yet. I wanted to cover Legion of Doom here and Power and Glory. I can't find it. Well, come on back. I'll premiere this. Don't you dare miss it.